For any of those players who don't really care that much about ship battles and traveling by ship, I think when you take this model out and bring this to the table, that just sets a whole new level of excitement for the players. And having their own ship, oh, and making them lose their own ship if they make poor decisions, it'll mean so much more. It will. This is such a beautiful ship. Hi, this is Naomi with Sword and Steel, and today I want to show you this ship and everything else that's going with it. I think you're going to really enjoy it. I'm really enjoying it. Let's do it. So this is the prototype copy of a ship that's going to be available to crowdfund very shortly. This ship is by Archon Studio, and it is a playable Dungeons and Dragons scaled correctly ship for role-playing, any role-playing game that involves a ship in a fantasy realm. So I reached out to Archon Studio when I saw this ship, and I was happy to review it for free, but despite that, they are sponsoring this video anyway, so I wanted to put that out there. But the money that they are offering me for doing this video is going right back to them because I adore this ship. So I'm going to also be adding a pledge. I'm going to be a pirate lord. You'll see when we get there at the end of the video, but I'm going to be a pirate lord because I want this ship. And I think I'm also going to get another one that is fully painted because you have an option for that too. So this is one where you assemble this ship piece by piece. I couldn't show you how to assemble it because they keep telling me that this is the prototype copy, but if this is the prototype, you're going to thoroughly enjoy the final piece because I had a lot of fun putting this together and it worked really well. I'm going to show you everything about this ship. If you had any questions whatsoever, be sure to comment below. Not only do you get the ship, I mean, you don't even need to get the ship. I mean, I would get the ship, but you don't need to get the ship. There's all sorts of core sets just for miniatures if for some reason you didn't want the really pretty ship. There's so much available on this crowdfunding campaign. What I really like about the Archon Studio is when you get the physical miniatures, the details that they have available in the digital version of the miniatures match the details that you will actually get from Archon Studio. Their models are great. Assembly is straightforward. Even this ship, which will take you some time, even this ship, if you've never assembled before, you will be able to handle this ship as long as you have the right tools, which are hobby clippers, plastic glue, and either a mold line remover or a hobby knife. Don't worry, you'll be able to assemble this ship even if you have no or little experience assembling. Just follow the guide step by step. They've made it very straightforward. And when I get my own copy of this ship, I'll make certain to put out a video assembling it just in case you were a little bit nervous. But once you watch the video, you'll know that it's very straightforward. Let's now take a look. So I don't have these guys glued in. Again, I have to do all of the priming, but you don't need to have them glued in, as you can see. I think I might inevitably glue in these masts so that I can take off the top piece, but you don't have to. The mizzen mast, the main mast, and the front mast can come off easy. And then we have this section here in the back can come off to reveal the captain's quarters. And I do believe there's going to be plenty of options in the stretch goals or in the sets to fully deck out the captain's quarters. Eventually, I'm going to attach these staircases. After I've primed into the corners, I'll attach them. But if you don't want to attach them, they can stick in without attaching, but I think I'll just glue them in place once they've got their basic prime down. We've got 12 adorable little cannons. It comes with the ship. I saw questions about that because I had a glance at the Kickstarter right before I started this video. 12 cannons come with the ship, but there's more to be had if you wanted it. And then I'm going to take off this top deck at the front, where you get some more quarters, possibly for a guest or for captain's mates. So you'll be able to fight all through here, have full campaigns on this section, which is so great. I'm not going to glue anything that I don't have to. After that, we have the final, where am I putting this? We have the final area, which has a stairway up. It also leads down into the hold. The hold is not part of this ship because this ship was built as if it's in the water, so you're not getting a ship all the way down to the bottom, but you know the hold and the bilge. It's just cargo down there. You'll want to use your imagination for it, but I imagine that they had to choose between making the full ship, which would not properly sit upright because the ship is not supposed to, or they had to choose to make the ship as if it's down in the water. And that's a lot more practical for games because the cannons are at the level that they should be for firing against opposing ships and krakens and anything else that your adventurers are going to have to face off against in the water. So I much prefer it this way, and any good dungeon master will certainly be able to figure out what their hold would look like. I think this is definitely the way to go. And then when you want to put it back together, it's just as straightforward as taking it apart. Again, this is a prototype, but even this prototype just clicks into place just like that. And we'll attach the crew's quarters or the mate's quarters, and then we attach the roof of the captain's quarters again. Put these stairs back in place, which again I think I'll just glue into place when I've got it primed. There's really no need to keep them unglued. This was really well thought out, and there we are, ship 3 done all over again. And I just adore the fact that your D&D characters fit anywhere that you might hope that they would go. All of these models will come with bases, but you don't even need to put them on to have them right on your vessel, and I think that's great, but there is enough space for a D&D base to fit on anywhere you would want to stand them. And now, if you want, why don't we check out the actual campaign together, and you can see why I'm pretty thrilled to join in on this one. All right, so we don't see the stretch goals yet because this is still a campaign preview. If you watch this after this campaign has launched, which is April 1st, then you'll be able to see all of the stretch goals as they come out, but you should follow first so that you get a cute little, let me find it. You get a cute little macaw griffin. If you miss the follower, I imagine you'd be able to purchase this at some point anyway, but isn't it cute? I mean, I like it. Everyone, if you add to the crowdfund before the campaign has finished, you'll get this free aboleth miniature. You do save a lot if you're part of their crowdfunding campaign. And you also have a stretch pay option for 6 convenient installments, so you want to check that out. So there's so much to find out here. I'm just going to go through that quickly because you can check that out for yourself. What I really want to show you though, there's a ghost ship option. Yeah, look at that, look awesome. I think there's going to be figureheads. That the original ship will come with sails, fabric sails, and I think there's going to be figureheads in the add-ons or the stretch goals is my imagination. Okay, so here we are. So if you didn't want to go with the ship for some strange reason, if you didn't want to go to the ship, there's core sets like this tavern core set. You get everything that you see here. Let's just take a closer look at all of these miniatures. I think that they have such great style with their miniatures, and yes, these miniatures are going to look exactly like you see here. And look at this minotaur musician. I just absolutely adore. You've got, these are possible bards bards of various kinds. And it's great. It's the stories that you can create with these characters. You got adventurers as well. This is so, oh, look at you, it's so cute. And this guy's awesome. I just adore it. Wow, that kind of looks like his sister. But I just absolutely enjoy the style of all of these miniatures. They look so well thought out and really bring life to your campaign. I adore it. You've got all sorts of little scatter terrain too. Quest board that you'll be able to use forever. These are so cute. And then you have the ship's crew. So these are the 3 models that I got with my preview copy, and they are just as nice as you see here. On top of those models here, you'll also have all of these privateer options of various races for your campaigns. They look so... There's so much character to them, aren't there? I adore it. And I really like this guy. I'm so excited for this guy. And look at the ship's cook. Isn't he great? And he's got 1 leg. I'm going to call him Silver. Ah, these are so nice. Look at the little kid in this little pout. Here are extra cannons. They are a different, more intricate design than the cannons that you get on the ship regularly, and it looks like you got some cannonballs for this. So these are not the exact same cannons, so you'll be able to change out the cannons depending on the ship style that you want. Absolutely adore this. Here's another set, the Bazaar, and everything that it comes with. I think your characters will remember them for such a long time. They have so much character. Oh, it's great. I just adore these. And so much little details. I am like, what is this? It's so cute. Anyway, it's adorable. Okay, and I just absolutely like argumentative customer. I don't know if you could tell, but I just love miniatures, fine quality miniatures. And look at this indecisive woman. It's just gonna really bring to life all of the stories that you'll be able to tell with your characters, and each one is going to be different because who knows what they're going to do. And look at the little Tengu. Aw, the poor lass with her little bear, her little cat toy. And this guy, this guy I could see just being throughout every single campaign. A wagon that can fit your miniatures in there, because of course you're going to need adventures, you're going to need wagons at some point or not. It's just great. And here's a port NPCs that have, there's so much thought and design into these. These are just lovely. You know, you can use them for more than just a port, but I like these. I like these police officers, or dock enforcers as they say, and this absolutely wonderful dwarf fisherman. Can you just imagine? They see him off in the distance in every port that they go, and like, is he following us? And maybe he just travels around, or maybe he is following him. Maybe it's a dragon in disguise. It's just adorable. Anyway, I have so much fun imagining what I can do with these miniatures. Let me know what your favorite miniature is. I think these are great. And there's scatter terrain for the port as well, which looks awesome. 3 cranes. My goodness, you can really fill it out, can't you? Anchors. This skiff, which has been out before. It was in a previous campaign, the swamp one from the looks of it. It does look like to be the same one. I have this one as well, but you also have this little skiff conversion kit that turns this regular skiff into elven style, dwarf style, and orc style, which they clearly are just in the concept art for. I'm sure this will be updated at some point. All right, so the pledge options, these are in USD, and then there's the stretch pay of $16.50 times 6. I believe this would be a monthly thing. And it'll also tell you here where it saves, and that does not include the cost of all the unlocked regular and stretch goals, as they are going to be added free. So we're going to check out the savings. No savings on this. The core set of your choice, as I just showed you, which was the port, tavern, ship's crew, or bazaar models, that would be $99. and you get all of the regular stretch goals. Or you could go $179, save $19, where you get 2 core sets or the ship. So that would be the price of the ship, $179. You could add on another $99 to have the ship pre-painted for you, ready right out of the box. I think that is well worth it. Or you could turn it into a ghost ship, and what that would look like is up above. And then here it's the stretch goal plus the super stretch goals. So there's going to be a lot for the 179. It's not just the ship or the 2 guys. There's going to be all sorts of really nice looking miniatures and terrain extensions, I imagine, with these 2 stretch goals. Their stretch goals are always lovely, I have found, and you can watch it yourself and see what you like. And then for $229 or saving $68, you choose any 3 core sets or 1 core set and a ship, and all of those options again, and you get all of the stretch goals. You get first mate at $279 or one set saving $117, all 4 of them, or any amount that you want. And as it says, choose any 4 core sets. You can double up if you so wish, or 2 core sets and the ship. Maybe you'd go with the ship's crew and the port perhaps, or the ship's crew and the tavern, and have your beautiful ship and pre-painted at $99. Yeah, that would be just for the ship, I would say. And then all of the stretch goals. And then the last one, which is what I'm going to go with, is saves $245, is $349 USD, gets 4 core sets and a playable ship, because I want all of those miniatures. Being a dungeon master myself, I want all of those miniatures and I want the ship, and I'm going to upgrade it to a $99 value. But I'm also going to be getting a ship in addition that is unpainted, so I can assemble it myself, paint it, so I have more than one ship in the future. All unlocked regular stretch goals and the super stretch goals. This is the one that I'm going. It saved the best for your buck. Of course, it's the most expensive, but you can also go with this stretch pay option, which I think is well worth it, because those are going to be so great. Also, we've got all of the add-ons, and then there are legacy add-ons, which are kits that came out previously. They do this often, where you can also add them on, and dedicated Porthaven add-ons. If you wanted just one of those, you could add them on. All sorts of things that you could just add on, little ship extras. I think from the looks of it, it's going to come all in clear plastic, or maybe it's like you could have either of them in clear plastic. I'm sure you could ask. And then ship scatter terrain, you get this for your ship. This is lovely. And then you could also get the Porthaven RPG book, which will have rules, Game Master's Guide, mission generator, and I'm sure rules for playing at sea, I believe. I'm going to check that out, because I have the other copies of the Lasers rule system, and it all looks really nice, and more legacy add-ons. So if you had any questions, let me know, or come over here and chat with them. They have all sorts of people asking questions, and you could either check that out or go to their FAQ. I think it's absolutely lovely. Now, if you're an impatient person, this might not be for you, because it will take some time before you get this option. Make certain you know the time periods for these projects. Be patient. They are beautiful, well worth it in my mind. But I don't want you going into this not realizing that you are going to have to wait some time before you actually have it on your hands. But they will be providing updates as you go along. So I hope you enjoy the ride if you do pledge for Porthaven. That's everything. I hope you enjoyed this video with me. If you think someone would really enjoy a ship like this, or any of the other things that we looked at, make certain to share it with them. Like the video, particularly if you stayed all the way to the end, you must have liked something about it. And I will catch you in the next video. Bye! For any of those players who don't really care that much about ship battles and traveling by ship, I think when you take this model out and bring this to the table, that just sets a whole new level of excitement for the players. and having their own ship. Oh, and making them lose their own ship if they make poor decisions. It'll mean so much more. It will. This is such a beautiful ship. Oh my gosh, what am I going to name her? What am I going to name my ship? My gosh, come up with names for me, will you? What am I going to name my ship?